Vice President Kamala Harris trying to connect with younger voters with what some called a cringeworthy skit at the BET Awards.
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms, the freedom to vote.
Florida Congressman Byron Donalds joins us now. Congressman, good morning. What do you make of that effort at the BET Awards?
Well, look, they got to do something because they're hemorrhaging black voters in a way that really puts their reelection prospects at risk. I mean, look, I just think that it's ridiculous. Kamala Harris had a job. She was the border czar. She didn't do that job, obviously, because our border is wide open. So instead of trying to do these award shows and try to make yourself look like you're connecting, how about doing the job? That way the American people can actually see that you're worthy of being reelected. Obviously, I don't think that's the case. Donald Trump's going to be the next president of the United States. But when they do things like that, it makes them seem as phony as a lot of people know that they are.
You know, a lot of people on the left focusing on the former president's performance at the debate. They're going through fact checks and say all these things that he said wrong and they say lied about. But there was also something on black jobs that he talked about, that undocumented illegal immigrants would be taking black jobs. And they were saying, what are black jobs? How do you define that?
First of all, what the president, I think, really was talking to were jobs where you're dealing with people who are coming into the labor force, lower skilled jobs as you move up the ladder. That's not a black job per se. He was also talking about the fact that if you look at where Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have moved a lot of illegal immigrants, it's into urban areas, heavily urban areas. So urban areas obviously are populated with black people, Hispanic people, white people, etc. And all those jobs in those areas, that's where those jobs are going away because you're bringing in low skilled labor at a lower cost per hour. So employers may or may not decide to bring in somebody with low skills. And what that does, it harms the labor market for people who live in urban corridors. That is harmful to black people, Hispanic people, and white people in our country. That's what he was talking about. Obviously, they're trying to spin something because Joe Biden looked ridiculous on the debate stage. And we know that they have major problems going on over there.
Well, the Biden campaign is out with an email, and it says this, the headline, 7 things to tell your friends after the debate and 4 things you can do. It goes on to say the bedwetting brigade is calling for Joe Biden to drop out. That is the best possible way for Donald Trump to win and us to lose. It would lead to weeks of chaos, internal food fighting, and a bunch of candidates who limp into a brutal floor fight at the convention. As a Republican, do you want Joe Biden to stay in?
Look, first of all, that's their decision. I have my own concerns about whether Joe Biden can continue to do this job as president for the next 4 to 6 months until the next inauguration. I have serious concerns about that. But they got a decision to make over there. I think it's a couple things. One, Democrat voters have voted. They chose Joe Biden to be their nominee. The Democrat National Committee and Democrats writ large blocked any other Democrat from running. They kicked RFK out of that race. They didn't want him running against Joe Biden. So now they're stuck with him. If Joe Biden and his family want to put themselves over the entire country, that is a decision that they make. But if you look at the agenda, Brett, and you look at what they've actually done these last 3.5, 4 years, you can already tell that Joe Biden has only been concerned with the radical Democrat agenda, not what's in the best interest of the American people. That's why he's going to lose this race, whether he stays in or some other Democrat's going to lose this race, because the agenda has been a failure for the American people.
Congressman Byron Donalds, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.